Inspiration in 30. We do these each and every day at 7:30 a.m. And I just have such an amazing time doing them. I do um, a lot of reading and preparation for these things, just getting myself together. But I hope everyone out there is having an amazing time. Um, it looks like the world is opening up, right? I haven't taken a look at the news the last couple of days, but I did decide to curl my own hair. I did decide to do something. I have not been out in the world yet. Don't feel like it's the right time to go out. So I'm still staying in the house and doing what I'm doing and listening to what the medical professionals are saying. If you guys are out there, be safe. Wear your mask, wear your gloves, clean your hands, and, you know, just be safe out there in the world. I wanted to come on because I wanted to let you guys know that we having this big Mother's Day extravaganza going on. Let me bring it up. So we're doing this Mother's Day event on the 9th and 10th of May. And we want all of you guys to come out, bring your daughters, uh, bring your moms as we come together and we really celebrate you if you are a mother, celebrate your mom if she's a mom for Mother's Day. Since this is going to be a virtual event, we want to make sure that we have the capacity to hold people and that we have the capacity to really make this a big event. Good morning, Margie. And so, in order to do that, we're going to start to take registrations for it so that we're able to make sure that we have the correct technology to pull it off. And we also want to make sure that we make this a successful event because it benefits students without mothers, which is an organization that I belong to, that I'm passionate about, where kids who lost their mothers to death or incarceration is able to get a scholarship to go to college, and we give them a $4,000 scholarship, $1,000 each year, so that they can get the essential things that they need, like what their mama get them. So, sheets and blankets and suitcases, all of these things, so that they can be prosperous in school. So I really hope you guys join us. The event is like $25. And we want to be able to raise as much money as we can. We want to be able to, um, impact and celebrate these kids, you, your mom, and everyone. And what we also doing, I don't have a graphic of it or anything, but what we also doing is we want you to take your picture with you and your mom. Just upload your picture. If you have a picture with you and your mom, upload it. If your mom has passed, then you can still upload and celebrate and everything, because we are not sure when all of this is going to end where we can start to have physical events. But what I know is that when we do open up, we want to be able to pick up right back where we started from, right? So we just need your support on that. If you would click the links that we have somewhere on our Facebook, take a look at what we're doing, and then just come and be a part of it. Also, I wanted to say that we're also having a June event for the Students Without Mothers. I'm going to get the flyer for that, where you will actually be able to participate. It's a virtual event where you can see where your money went, one, and then you can see the kids as they get their scholarships to go to school, because there's no graduations because of COVID-19, because there's no way where we can physically give the kids their certificates and things like that. It's going to be a virtual event that's going to take place in June, and I'm going to post those details soon. So you can actually see the kids, you can hear their stories, you can just fall in love with them exactly as we all have fell in love with them. I fell in love with them. And you can just see and hear the passion in their voice about what their mom has done for them, how their mom encouraged them, and how they're taking that as a result of their death or incarceration to go and to live that life in college. So please support as much as you can and where you can. And I also wanted to come on and tell you guys that as we move forward with everything that we're doing, again, remember, I told you, we are building up an army here, okay? An army of women who are ready to change their life, change the way they do things, and change their bank account. I know you've seen the emails and the Facebook messages and the Instagram messages about the Leap Elite, about our coaching program, about our mentoring program, because it's just time to stop talking and to get started. It really is. It's time to stop talking and to get started. And what we planned on doing was going around to each state to introduce some of the things that we were doing because COVID messed all that stuff up. Now that we have to do it virtually, um, I believe it's still going to go the way it's supposed to. We got some agreements back from some coaches to come on board and help finance, business, uh, personal, therapists, everybody. Because I'm telling you, y'all, you have to be able to make a decision. You could go at your own pace. There's nothing that you have to be forced into. It is nothing that you have to be convinced of. Just know that we're building an army of women who are ready to take their lives to the next level. And whenever you're ready, we will be here to help you. And that's what I was put here to help change the minds of women so you can go out and build nations and communities. That's it. All I do is provide the platform. You go ahead and you take the step and watch yourself change, watch your communities change, watch the nations change for the better, right? We got ourselves in a position because remember, we're only like 1 years old. We'll be two in August. We'll be 2 years old in August. And within those 2 years, we've done so much connection. We have built so much connections around the globe. It is the right time right now to really push things out there and to start that healing process, to start that business, to get yourself where you need to be, you know? And like I said, I include myself in that, right? Because I'm on the same journey with you guys, right? I'm building up myself every day. I have coaches and mentors that mentor me, you know, who sends me emails, who tells me how to maneuver through things and do stuff. And they have helped me so much to get through, difficult situations. I know since yesterday was what was yesterday? Yesterday was Tuesday. Okay, so Monday, it was such Monday was so crazy. Like it was so much going on a Monday where I was just saying to myself, man, I am exhausted. I came home, y'all. I was so exhausted from a Monday. I think I went to bed like around 7, 8 o'clock, and I didn't wake up until the next day, right? Yesterday was Tuesday, and it was the same thing. Like everything was chaotic, right? And I went to bed like around 9 or 10 o'clock last night because I had some work to finish. And I was talking to my little brother. And after we had our conversation, I went to sleep. But my sleep wasn't good. It was like uneasy last night. And so I woke up like around 4:30. Usually I'm up at 2:30, but I woke up at 4:30 today. And when I woke up, I said to myself, I said, well, what is the uneasiness that I'm feeling? Why am I feeling like I'm out of control? And so I had to sit with myself for a little bit because I'm saying, you know how you get that feeling where you're just like, okay, something is just not going right now. Like you're feeling like you're a little bit out of balance. And when I looked at it, for the past 2 days, I allowed other people to control how I worked, trying to give them what they needed. And in that, I was losing my perspective on what I knew I should be doing and how I should handle situations, if that makes sense to you. I was allowing other people to dictate how I was thinking and feeling and my actions. Only because now that I think about it, I was attempting to prove that what I was trying to accomplish, they should get on board with, know, and do, because it is wrong that they're not doing it. Does that make sense? I was trying to follow, I was allowing other people's opinions to influence me to get out there and tell other people who already had an idea of what they wanted to do to get on board. And I was just getting all this resistance and pushback, right? Now, what we know for sure, and this is why we always have to do self-reflection each and every day, especially when you're dealing with other people and especially when you're dealing with yourself. What you gotta realize, and what I realized this morning after sitting with myself and feeling and really getting in tune as to why I feel this uneasiness. The bottom line is you cannot make people do something that they don't want to do. I know I can't. I know you can't make me do something I don't want to do, right? You can't make people do what they want to do. You can only put the information out there, and when they're ready, just like I told you, they will come or they won't, right? When you try to force it, you get resistance and pushback. You know how like kids, like when you try to force your kids to do something and all of a sudden they nod at you, but they silently rebel. For the last 2 days, I couldn't understand why I had this uneasiness until today it came to me, right? We got to allow people to be who they are, and we just got to know how to place them in our lives, right? So, what did I do that I should have done that I did not do? I didn't put up my boundaries. You understand? I didn't put up my boundaries. I didn't, I did not set the standard of what I was going to do in my own lane, right? I allowed other people to come in and to dictate that for me. And then I went out there. You guys understand that? I'm telling you this because that shit happens, right? When you out there and you're talking to people or you're in relationships and you know that what you in is you get this uneasiness feeling, you feel like something is not right, you know that you could be doing something a little bit better, and you don't understand why you have an uneasiness, and you're not sleeping. That is because your true self is telling you, is throwing that pebble at you, saying, hey, you need to do a self check. Hey, something is wrong. Hey, you're not listening to you. You're listening to other people. You're not listening to you, right? Thank God, Deborah, I'm telling you, right? Deborah, I'm telling you. Marjorie, I'm telling you. Thank God you did a self check. No, I'm going to tell you guys for real. Everyone will not share their dreams and their inspiration. That's right. Let me tell y'all. So, when I got up this morning, I said to myself, I said, wait a minute. We're not going to start a day with this uneasiness, right? Because check this out. Some people are so used to it, they don't even know that they're uncomfortable and uneasy, right? Some people are so have such a big self opinion about themselves, they won't even hear anything that you're saying or doing or whatever, right? But you yourself have to know who you are to center yourself, or else they would just drag you into their mess. You hear what I'm saying? They will drag you into your mess, not because they want to, because they don't know any better, right? And it is so easy to get caught up. Remember, I told you about how I did it to my own self when I was going to visit my friend to go pick up something at the company, and I was worried about my car and worried about this. Like, I did a whole thing in my head before I got there. I'm telling you guys, it happens, right? We have to remember boundaries is very important, and we have to be able to exercise it each and every day. Because when I got up this morning and I was feeling that feeling, I'm like, this is not me, right? Who is this? Who is this that I allowed to get in here to cause this? What is this, right? And when I thought about it, I'm like, hold on now. Because this is what we do as women, right? I am not taking on somebody else's mess, right? I am not taking on somebody else's mess. I got my own mess to deal with that's up in this brain, right? You see what I'm saying? I'm not going to take on your mess, your mess, your mess, and my mess, and then be uneasy all night because I'm thinking about how to solve your mess, my mess, right? No way. You got to be able to learn how to pull yourself out of it. First is what you said, Deborah. You got to thank God for doing the self-check, right? You got to be able to do that self-check, because the self-check is what gives you that moment to think about you and yourself and your needs and what and where you're going and what you want to do for yourself, right? And that's exactly what I had to do. I sat here and I said, wait a minute. Wait a minute. If you really think about it, there's nothing wrong with what you got going on. You taking on other people's mess and try to help other people with their mess, and forcing other people to get in their mess. Glow, that's not you. That's not what you do. That is not what you do. Let's pull this back. Let's get out of this right now. Right? It is so easy to fall into it too, because you want to be able to help people, you want to be able to do different things. But what we got to remember and understand is, at the end of the day, remember when I tell you, you got to be selfish, you got to care about yourself, right? You got to care about yourself, because some of these people are so far gone where they're not coming out. They don't know how to do the self work. They don't know how to be self aware. They just in it, right? And they are walking dramas, right? Man, y'all, and when I got up and I realized that, I was like, hell no, right? Absolutely not, Deborah. You never feel guilty about looking out for yourself, because it's what, see, here's the thing. Selfish means that I need to be my best self for you. I got to care more about how I feel and my thoughts and myself in order to be the best self for you. You get it? If I'm not taking care of me, I can't take care of you. If I got uneasiness in me, I'm gonna pour my uneasiness in you. And that's basically what happened the last 2 days. If I don't like myself, I'm definitely not gonna like you. If I feel like I question myself every day, I'm definitely gonna question you. If I feel like I got low self-esteem, I'm definitely not gonna give you no praise and kudos for anything, right? But we know the difference. And what I'm telling you, y'all, is that this journey, right? This journey, it is so fascinating, it's wonderful, and you learn so much about yourself as you go along. But it's like what you saying, Marjorie. Most times, by the time you become aware, you're already in this miserable state. And you looking at yourself, you're looking how old you are, you're doing all this, and you like, damn, I wish I could have done, I shoulda, coulda, woulda, right? But that's why self-awareness is so important. We don't get those uneasy feelings for nothing, right? And that's one of the things that I'm trying to express. You got to pay attention to how you feel. That's the bottom line. You got to pay attention to how you feel, because when you don't, you just spilling all that stuff on everyone, right? But when you pay attention to how you feel, and you can go ahead and help yourself get into that state of where you feel calm and you feel good about yourself, and you have some type of plan on how you're going to move forward with your life, you can't do nothing but be the best self when you go out there into the world, in that relationship, right? With your children, everything. We cannot allow people to dictate how we feel, myself included. We cannot allow people to rattle our emotions to the point where we are out of control. Nobody can make you upset unless you allow them to. Nobody can hurt your feelings unless you allow them to. And what I did is I allowed people to come in and to make me feel uneasy. Why did I allow it? Because I lowered my boundary and thought and believed that we was all on the same page where it came to what we were trying to do. Don't that sound familiar? When we get into relationships with people, our guards are up, our boundaries are high, and then all of a sudden we lower our guard, we lower our boundaries because we believe that we can trust these people. And when that trust is violated, we get this inner rage because it's not because of the action, but is it because I lowered my boundary and I trusted you, right? That's the thing that make us angry. And it's not a reflection of them. You are more angry at yourself, right? That's why it is important to be self-aware. That's why is it important to do these checks. Is you can't avoid that it won't happen, right? We can't avoid that because we get so caught up. It's human nature. That's who we are. And that's what we got to get comfortable with. It is human nature. It's going to happen. It's who we are. But self-reflection on a daily basis would allow you to manage yourself, your emotions, and to help you make sound decisions. Because I if I would have continued down the same road, I would start making crazy decisions. I would have started thinking like these people. I would have started acting like these people, and being out there doing what they're doing, which is not me, right? You gotta be you. You have to be you, right? Each and every time. You have to show your best self each and every time. And that's what I tell myself. Gloria, if you not your best self, something is wrong. And when I woke up, I wasn't my best self. And something was wrong. And I had to check myself. And I had to get myself together. And it only takes, it's not like you got to go through a whole weekend seminar to get it done. You know you, right? You know you. It took 15, 20 minutes of looking in the mirror and talking to myself and saying, Gloria, wait up. What is the real problem here? Right? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? And what is exactly going on? Is what is happening, is it serving you? Obviously it's not, because you got this uneasiness going on. What are some of the things that you could do to correct that? Right? The way you correct that is you put those boundaries up. Say no. No. Say no. Right? And that was my discovery. The way you're going to get rid of this uneasiness, say no. No. No is a complete sentence. And it is okay to say no. It is okay to say, hey, you know what? I'm out. I can't do this. Right? Because I matter more than what's going on right here. I matter more than what's going on. Right? And we got to do that. The reason why I think we don't, because sometimes it's a hard decision. Sometimes it's a hard decision. You know why? Because sometimes it comes with a lot of consequences that we probably are not ready to handle. But what we got to remember is that if it's getting to a point where there's no way you can work it out, right? And leaving and saying no is the best thing to do because you tried everything else, then so be it, right? There's always a way out of a situation instead of walking away. But you got to be able to be in tune with yourself and have that self awareness, excuse me, to sit back and to figure out what you can do, right? That's right, Deborah. Saying no is not a cuss word. The answer is no, right? But we cannot allow people to drag us into their world if we know that it's going to cause some uneasiness, some unhappiness, or whatever, right? You don't just jump into the fire with someone because they think that you're going to be able to put it out. They're the ones who causing the fire. So they just blowing fire right behind you, and you up there trying to blow it out with your own breath, getting exhausted, getting stressed out, and they just blowing fire, blowing fire, blowing fire, right? Eventually, you're going to run out. You're going to get tired. You're going to get exhausted. Why not look in the beginning and say, damn, that is a big ass fire. How about you go in there and you try to do what you can to take that out? And I'll go see if I can call the fire department, right? I'll go see if I can call the fire department to come put it all out. But I ain't jumping in there with you. Okay? I ain't jumping in there with you. I can't do that. I love my life. Let's go ahead and get somebody who would take this out. Right? Hey Victoria. So daily self-checking is important, y'all. It is. Because you know what happens too? When we are able to have this self-awareness about ourselves and we could be the best self for somebody else, for somebody else, those who are stuck and can't see their way out, and they just have this thing on them every day, it eats them up. And I've witnessed this so many times. It eats them up as to why you so damn happy. Hey, Rose. Right? It eats them up as to why you so damn happy. When you come in and you are your best self and you are that person that shines their light because you are in tune with yourself, you know who you are. Other people's opinions don't matter. Let me tell you, light takes out darkness like this, right? They can't help but do and say what they want. But who cares about that, right? The most important thing is that you got you together. You know who you are and you love yourself, right? If you need to do a reality check on yourself, try it. I promise you it works, right? Don't let other people bring you their mess. And I'm talking to myself too. Don't let other people bring you their mess. Tell them to leave that out there. They bringing it to you because they think you're strong enough to handle it, right? They bringing it to you because they think you're strong enough to handle it. But be strong enough to know and to analyze if you can or can't. If you can, do your best. If you can't, let it go. Say no. Say no. Say no. And be okay with saying no. All right? I love y'all. I gotta go. But yeah, that was my experience for the last 2 days, man. I am so happy that I have this platform where I too get to talk to you guys and really give you the raw, real deal, because this thing called life is it's an amazing journey. And every day that we interact with people, that we are with our spouses, when we are with our kids and everything, the decisions we have to make, the the choices and everything that we do, it all boils down to one thing: how we feel about ourselves, how we feel about others, and the boundaries that we put up. The most important person is you. And that's just bottom line. The most important person is you. You dictate how your life is going to be. You dictate how you're going to raise your children. You dictate how you are going to move forward with every aspect of your life. It's up to you. And once you're self aware, then you'll know how to deal with people. You'll know how to deal with your kids, your spouse, your mate, whoever it is that you're dating, all of that. Because now you stay in tune with what it is that you want to accomplish, and you could bring your best self to the table, right? You could bring your best self to the table each and every day. Thank you guys for listening, because I needed that for myself too. I really did. I promise you I did. I love y'all. I'll see y'all this evening. I think we have an interview. Um, I think it's around 7 o'clock. If we do, you'll see me on. All right. Bye.